Today we are connecting Claude Code and n8n in two completely different ways. First, we are going to connect Claude Code to n8n such that Claude Code is able to generate n8n automations from scratch. Just imagine, you tell it what you want to automate and it generates the automation for you on the go. Then we are going to reverse the roles and we will make n8n run Claude Code within our n8n automation. And this is going to take your n8n automations to the next level. Making Claude Code build workflows for you on your behalf is going to help you save hours and hours of your time. And running Claude Code inside of n8n is going to help you do a lot more with Claude Code, and it's going to help you take that functionality out of your terminal. So here's how we're going to achieve it. We're going to make n8n and Claude Code run within the same server. As you all know, n8n can be self-hosted, meaning most of you might be already running it on a server. And hence, Claude Code is just going to be an addition to it. Now, it's not mandatory that you have to host them on the same server to make this work. It could work otherwise as well. But we are going to do this so that we can make the n8n to Claude Code connection much simpler. And we're going to see both the processes, firstly how we can self-host n8n and then how we can add Claude Code to the same server. And just to see how both of these are going to work, Claude Code is basically going to connect to n8n using its MCP. And we're also going to use skills to get the best possible output. And the way we're going to get Claude Code inside our n8n automation is through SSH, which is going to look something like this. Don't worry in case you don't understand what an MCP is, what is an SSH, how do you self-host, what is a server. Don't worry, I will be explaining everything. Just watch this video till the very end. Before we move forward, I would like to take a quick minute to introduce myself. So my name is Yashica Jain and I am an AI automation specialist. My goal is to use no-code as well as low-code tools to help businesses automate their manual tasks and convert them into automated systems. I run Automates AI wherein we help businesses achieve the same. So if you're looking for a service like that, you can check out the link to our website in the description. Apart from that, I consult one-on-one. So if you want to get on a one-on-one call with me, you can check out the link to my consultation calendar in the description. That's all I had to say about myself, and thanks to Hostinger for sponsoring this video. Alright, so let's start with the first angle, which is using Claude Code to create n8n automations for us. So to achieve that functionality, we're basically going to connect Claude Code with n8n's MCP. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and this MCP is basically for Claude Desktop, Claude Code, Windsurf, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, etc. to help them build n8n workflows for you. So it provides AI assistants like Claude Code, comprehensive access to n8n's node documentation, properties, operations, etc. So let's begin. We're going to start by setting up our server where we're going to have our n8n self-hosted, and we're also going to install Claude Code within that server. So I'm going to be using Hostinger's VPS, which basically lets you self-host n8n in one click. They don't have a cap on the number of workflows you can set up and how many times you can run it. It's basically unlimited, and it has all the features that a normal cloud plan provides you with. And the main feature that we're looking for is n8n's MCP, which is readily available in any self-hosted n8n instance. So you'll find the link to this page in the description, and if you scroll down, you will be able to see that they provide very affordable plans when it comes to VPS. So I'll recommend going with the KVM2 plan. It's not only going to help us self-host n8n, it will also help us access Claude Code. And you can also access other platforms and applications on the same VPS. So this one is coming with 2 CPU cores, 8GB RAM and 100GB NVMe disk space. So here you can select for how long you would like to get the VPS for. You can choose if you'd like to get daily auto backup for your data, and then furthermore choose a server location which is the closest to you. For the operating system, make sure n8n is selected so that we're easily able to deploy it. And you can use the coupon code Yashica20 to get a flat 20% off on your cart value if you're going either with the 12 months plan or the 24 months plan. This coupon code is going to be valid till the end of March 2026. So now you can continue with the purchase, and let me first show you how you can set up n8n on this VPS. So once the purchase is completed, you will land right here. All you have to do is go to the VPS section. There you will see the KVM2 VPS we just now bought, and all you have to do is click on the setup button. Then select the server location which is the closest to you and click on next. Then we have to choose an operating system. So I'm just going to search for n8n and I will select the first option. Let's click on select. Then you have to create a root password which you will use to log in into your VPS. So just create a password and make sure to store it somewhere. Make sure this is checked and click on finish. Okay, so it has been completed, and now let's click on Manage VPS. And as you can see, our server is live. Let's click on Manage App now. And there you go, we can set up our account and get started. So create an account and then you will land directly onto your n8n dashboard. Basically, your self-hosted n8n dashboard. Alright, so that was our n8n setup. Now let's set up Claude Code on the same VPS. So I want you to go back to your VPS and click on Manage, which is going to take you to this particular page. And now I want you to click on Terminal. So Claude Code is basically a CLI. It's a command line interface which can be only accessed through terminals. Alright, so I don't want you to get scared by seeing this. I'm going to show you everything in a very easy manner, and any commands that I use will be available for you to copy paste. You can just look for them in the description. So I want you to search for Claude Code and go to this particular link, which is going to take you to Claude Code's official website. Here you will spot this particular command. You just have to copy it, come back to the terminal and paste it. And this is going to install Claude Code for you. Just give it a few minutes and Claude Code has been successfully installed. Then just copy this particular command that it would show on your screen and run that right here. Now if you simply type Claude, it is going to start Claude Code for you. Alright, so let's choose the dark mode here. Now here you have an option to either continue with your Claude account with subscription or you can go with your API account. I'm going to go with the subscription one. And by the way, you can use Claude Code at multiple places. For example, if you have already used it within VS Code, that is fine. You can still use it here. Alright, so let's copy this URL. Let's paste it in a new tab and let's authorize it. It's going to give you a token, just copy it and then paste it back here and hit enter. Alright, we're all good. So just do enter, and now you can send Claude Code a message and it should be able to reply. So n8n setup, Claude Code setup. Now it's time to connect the n8n MCP with our Claude Code. As I said, it is going to help Claude Code build n8n workflows on our behalf. So for this one, just exit out of Claude Code. Now we have to basically download Node.js so that we are able to access the MCP server. So just paste this command, and any command I use will be available for copy pasting. As I said, look for them in the description, and that should install Node.js for us. That is done. Now we are going to connect the n8n MCP. So for that, we have this particular command, which is Claude MCP add n8n-mcp. Then we are giving the MCP mode, the log level. Then we have disable console output, which is set as true. Then we have the n8n API URL. So for that, you will have to go back to n8n and just copy the URL that you are seeing at the top. Just make sure you're not copying /home/workflows. Just copy the base URL. For me, it is https n8n.srv, then this number .hstgr, which is hostinger.cloud. Next up, we have to add our n8n API key. So just go to n8n API and then create a new API key. So let's call it Claude Code. Then make sure it doesn't expire, otherwise it will stop working. And we are going to select all the scopes and click on Save. That should give you an API key. Then we're going to come here. We're going to get rid of the placeholder and replace it with the API. Alright, once you're all set, just hit enter. And as you can see, we have successfully added the n8n MCP. So now if you go back to Claude by typing Claude, enter, and you just type in MCP with a /, it will show the local MCP, which is n8n-mcp. Alright, so let's escape this. So far what we have done is we have given Claude Code access to our n8n account, meaning it can now look into our n8n account, it can create workflows, update workflows, etc. But we are not going to stop there. We are going to add n8n skills to our Claude Code so that it can create exceptionally good n8n workflows. So I did a small experiment. I tried creating a workflow without a skill and then using a skill. And the results were quite different. This is the one that I created without using the skill. By the way, what are skills? Skills are extended instructions that improve Claude Code. This is the one that I generated without using the skill, and as you can see, the perplexity node is missing. And again, this one also doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why do you even need that? And I mean, okay, it was mediocre. But after I did the skill, it generated the same workflow, and this is exactly how I would have set up that particular workflow. So it has everything properly configured. In the Perplexity one, it has done the prompting as well on our behalf, and the Telegram one also looks fine. So this one contains 7 complementary Claude Code skills that will teach our AI assistant how to build production-ready n8n workflows. So you can go through the skills if you want to. These are the two skills that I find the most helpful and the ones that we will be using most of the time. So to give Claude Code access to that skill, access to that extra capability, we are going to run this particular command, but within Claude Code, okay, not outside of it. So it's basically /plugin, and it's going to add this particular skill for us. So let's hit enter, and that is done. And lastly, we are going to do plugin install, and that is going to show all the different skills that we have. Now I want you to go to the very bottom of this list, and you will spot n8n MCP skills, and then hit enter. You can choose if you want to install it for yourself, for all the collaborators, etc. I'm going to go with the first one, and that skill has been installed for us. Now, if you search for it right now, you won't find it. So just do an exit out of this. Okay, now type Claude again. It's basically like a refresh. And now if you do / and you type n8n, you will see all the different skills. So I'm going to go with the n8n workflow patterns skill. And here I'm going to describe the n8n workflow or the n8n automation that I want to create. And then it's going to go ahead and create it for us, and it would be directly accessible through our n8n instance. So let's start with a very basic one. So I've simply told it that create an n8n automation that runs every Monday, meaning it runs every week, uses Perplexity to search for the top AI headlines and gives me a summary on Telegram. Now I know it's very, very simple and it's the same example I showed you, but we're doing this to make sure everything is working fine, the MCP connection, the skills and all. And you don't have to stress a lot on your prompt. Just think of Claude Code as your best friend. Just tell it whatever and don't worry about the grammar, etc. Okay, so let's hit send. Now during this process, it's going to ask you for a couple of permissions. So make sure you give it the permissions as you go. And that is because we're not using the dangerously skip permissions mode as of now. So as you can see, it is searching for the nodes. It is, getting the node information and, getting all the pieces of the puzzle so that we have the final automation correctly set up. Alright, so this is the final command which is going to actually create the workflow, and then here are some details. So let's proceed. So the workflow has been created. It is validating it. Alright, so the workflow has been created. Here's the ID of the workflow as well. And then it is also giving you the steps to connect your Perplexity, API keys, your Telegram credentials, and setting up the time zone, etc. And once you have connected your accounts, you can just activate it and make it go live. So let's go back to n8n. Let us refresh our n8n instance. And this is the one it has created just now. These were the ones I did previously. So this is the latest one. Let's click on it. And yep, looks good. So every Monday at 9 a.m., yes, okay, it searches the AI headlines. By the way, it also renamed the nodes so that it's easier to understand. And here we have the prompt for the same, meaning we don't have to prompt it ourselves. And then it sends it over on Telegram. All good. So now all we have to do is connect our Perplexity and Telegram accounts, and it should be good to go. Alright, so this was a basic one. Now let's generate a fairly complex automation that would take someone, about 1 hour to 2 hours to, build manually. So let's go ahead and do that. So just to give you an example, this is one of the n8n workflows that I had set up about a few months ago. I also have a video on this one. So this basically helps you generate blog posts as well as newsletters. And these are not generic ones. It does the research, it, organizes everything, polishes everything, and then generates it and emails them to you. So let's try and generate this one from scratch using Claude Code. Alright, so here's my prompt where we're basically just telling it what we want. We're not telling it that you use this JSON node, you use that node. No, we're just telling it what I would like to get at the end of the day. I don't care what nodes you use, what functionality you use. So I've told it, build me an n8n workflow called Eva, your AI writer. It starts with a form where I would like to fill out these details. Once I submit, it should run 2 things at the same time. One that creates a blog post and another that creates a newsletter. For the blog, I want 3 AI agents working one after the other. The first one for research, which is going to use the SERP API to basically search the web. And it's going to get these many details. Then it should go section by section to the content generation agent, and there I'm telling it a little bit about my tone, that I don't want robotic AI fluff. I want it to, use contractions. tell stories, throw in analogies, etc. Once all the sections are done, they're combined and they're sent to the final agent, the polish and finalization agent, which basically removes all the AI cliche words, and it also handles SEO, making it, sound natural. Then the newsletter pipeline also follows the same pattern, and I'm telling it a little bit about, the subject line of the newsletter, the preview text, etc. And lastly, once everything is done, convert the content to HTML, wrap it in a clean styled template, and upload it to Google Drive as a Google Doc, and then send me an email with the same. So based on this, let's see what it comes up with. So again, we're going to invoke the same skill, which is n8n workflow patterns. And I'm going to paste the prompt here. And I will give you access to the prompt so that you can also test the same prompt and see the output. And by the way, if you have any idea in mind, you can also drop it inside Claude or ChatGPT, and it can help you write the end prompt in case you don't want to write the whole thing. Alright, so we're all good here. So let's send it and let's see what it comes up with. Alright, so it's done, and here's the workflow URL. So let's copy this, let's paste it in a new tab. And this is what it came up with. So agent number 1, 2, and 3, agent number 1, 2, and 3 here as well. And then this is the HTML building part, which is nice. And finally, the Google Drive and the Gmail. Let's have a look at the form. So, oh wow, we have all the questions in there with the placeholders. That is impressive. So if I click on execute, this is the form. Oh, I love this. Okay, so 10 on 10 for the efforts. So let's have a look at the blog research and planning one. Okay, so it put the entire prompt in the user message, which is fine, not a deal breaker. So this is more about, what all things were given in the form, and then do 4 web searches. Okay. And it has also set up an HTTP request to basically, connect to SERP API. Again, impressive. And then here's the blog post content generation. We have the writing rules. This is the polishing one. So humanization, SEO, cool. So very nice. So comparing it to my original n8n workflow that I had set up, the only feature which is missing is this one, which is splitting it into sections and then writing each section, then consolidating the entire blog post and moving forward, which it did not set up. Not a deal breaker. Now, also a few things it did were a little different from how I do them, but they serve the same purpose at the end of the day. So that is also completely fine. So yeah, it did a pretty good job. Now, obviously you need to go in and add in your credentials, maybe change a little bit of it, do a little testing, and update the prompts. But I would still say that instead of you spending 2 hours on building that n8n automation and writing all the prompts and everything, doing all of this work, you would, I guess, just spend about 20 minutes fine-tuning this, and I think it's a very good thing. And 20 minutes for a complex one which has multiple nodes and logic in it. For a fairly simpler one, you might just spend about 7 to 8 minutes fine-tuning it, and it should be good to go. So let me know in the comments which automation you tried to create with this and how was your experience with it. Alright, so that was the first angle where we used Claude Code to generate n8n automations for us on our behalf. Now let's head over to the second angle wherein we are going to run Claude Code within our n8n automation. So let's go ahead and create a new workflow. So as of today's date, we don't have a functionality where we can schedule it. So for example, if I want Claude Code to run every single day at, let's say, 9 a.m. and maybe, run a particular skill, do a particular task and give me the output. So we don't have that functionality as of now. I don't know if I wake up tomorrow and they have that functionality, or by the time you're watching this video, they have it. But for now, they don't. So in that case, what I could do is I can set up a simple n8n automation, and I could do a schedule here, which is run every single day at 9 a.m. And after that, I can simply SSH into my Claude Code terminal, which is execute a command, and I should be able to get an output from it. Now, since we have our Claude Code on a VPS, it is on 24/7, we can easily access it through here. And that is why I have set up Claude Code on a server. Firstly, it runs 24/7, and it is fairly simple to connect it to n8n as compared to you running it somewhere else. It's still possible, but I think it's a little bit more of headache because you want to make sure it is able to run every single day at 9 a.m. Alright, so to begin with, we just have to click on create new credential. We have to connect it to our Claude Code terminal basically. So I wanted to come back here, and here you will be able to find your IP right here. So just copy that. And that is your host. So the IP that is associated with your VPS where you are running Claude Code is your host. The port is 22, the username is root, and the password is the root password that you had set up while setting up your VPS. Now, in case you don't remember your password, you can always change it. So right here, as you can see, root password change. So in case you don't remember the root password you had set up while setting up the VPS, you can change it. Then add your password right here and save it. If you see connection tested successfully, it means Claude Code has been successfully connected to n8n. Now we have to write a command. So this is the format that we are going to use. So this is going to basically access Claude Code, and the prompt that you want to send to Claude Code would be within these quotation marks. For example, here I have said say hello, and if I execute this, I got the output. Hello, how can I help you today? And similarly, you can continue with your automation. For example, you want to send yourself a message with Claude Code's output. So you can set up send a message module here, which is send a text message, and you can send it to yourself. Now, this has a lot of applications. You can also get rid of this one. And what you can do is you can set up a Telegram trigger, which is every time you get a message, which is this one on message, it basically sends that over to Claude Code. Right? So you type a message in Telegram, it sends it to Claude Code, and then Claude Code gives you the reply, which is then sent back to Telegram. Now, do you understand what we created right here? So if you look closely, what we have done is that we have brought Claude Code inside Telegram. So now you can basically access Claude Code from Telegram. You could do the same for WhatsApp, you can do it for Discord, and you can access it from there instead of your terminal. The other thing is you can also build other workflows. Again, you can use Claude Code to build those workflows. And then within those workflows, if you need extended capabilities, you can put in this particular module, this particular node, and access Claude Code within n8n. And just in case you're not able to visualize what we're doing here. So what we're doing here is that basically, if you come back to Claude Code here and you ask it to say hello, and it gives you this response. So instead of doing this process in the terminal, we are doing this inside of n8n, meaning taking Claude Code out of the terminal. And this opens a wide variety of applications. If you want to learn Claude Code, I would recommend you check out my other video on Claude Code, which is going to help you go from beginners to a productive state. And I also have another video which can help you create agents within Claude Code, which I'm going to link again up here. So in that case, what you can do is you can use Claude Code to set up an entire team of AI agents, and you can access them, let's say from Telegram, from WhatsApp, etc. So just giving a few examples that are coming to my mind when I think about having Claude Code inside of n8n. And that is how we used Claude Code and n8n's connection in completely two different ways. Firstly, we saw how we can build workflows with Claude Code inside n8n, and then we saw how we can run Claude Code within n8n automations. Connecting n8n's MCP inside Claude Code opens so many more possibilities, and so does using Claude Code inside n8n. So if you have some very cool ideas of how you're going to utilize this particular functionality, do let me know in the comments below. We also saw how we can self-host n8n and use Claude Code within the same server. While there are other ways to do the same thing, I will still recommend this one, as this is straightforward when it comes to SSH, etc. So you'll find the link to Hostinger in the description. Don't forget to use that particular link and use the coupon codes for some extra discounts. So I hope the concept of using an MCP to connect Claude Code to n8n is clear to you. I hope skills are clear to you, how they basically enhance Claude Code's capabilities. And I hope you also understood how we used SSH to use our Claude Code terminal inside of n8n basically. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. If you're looking to get your business automated with AI, I would highly recommend you check out the link to our website in the description. If you found this video was valuable, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and please like the video. And if you have anything, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know, and I would be going through the comments. Don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn as well as X for some more sort of content. I will meet you in the next one. Till then, bye.